This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
I'm kind of on the outs with the Little People of America.
Yeah.
So I tried getting on a dating site once, and they would not let me on there because I'm not a little person.
And co-host Marney Winfield.
You're tapering yourself down from your hangover or whatever. Oh no, when that started rolling into a whole another entire day of drinking, it just didn't stop.
February 22nd, 2022. My name is Corey Winfield.
My name is Marney Winfield.
Welcome to the 217 Recovery Podcast. And you know how you get notifications on Facebook like 10 years ago today? Mm-hmm. I guess I was beefing with the Little People of America. I kind of remember it because I wanted to talk to them about dwarf tossing.
What?
Because it was a big thing. Like these bars were having dwarfs, and they would have like a wall full of Velcro on it, and then they would toss little people on it.
Huh.
And the LPA, the Little People of America, was saying to bar owners and establishments to please don't do that. It's very offensive to them.
Uh-huh.
And then I think the Screen Actors Guild even came and said, yeah, don't do that. And then like there were some other little people actors that were like, you can't tell us what to do. We're making money, son.
Right.
People want to throw me on a wall. That's cool. And I wanted to get right in the middle of it, and they wouldn't call me back. Little People of America wouldn't. I had a buddy that was going to act like he was on the other side, but I was just going to be the guy in the middle, you know, just doing this awesome interview. It would have been funny. It's probably why they didn't call me back.
Probably.
Anyway, yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Nice. I know we're so excited because we're going to review a movie tonight.
Okay, yeah.
And this movie, it came out in 2015. Actually 14, but then it was pushed back to 15. Probably just to make it extra better. And that's what I remember about watching the movie is I had just gotten home from the hospital, and it was like one of the new movies you could rent on demand.
Uh-huh.
And I watched it, and being sober for the first time in forever, I didn't really know what I liked.
Uh-huh.
So I think I thought I liked it. And it was kind of funny, kind of just weird movie, but the movie is called The Voices with Ryan Reynolds, Anna Kendrick, some other people, and it's different.
Is that the word you're going to use? Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of you.
What word would you?
It was just an awful movie.
Oh, whoa. Okay, just awful movie?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
It was just, it was ridiculous. It was, It wasn't even, I mean, I get slapstick movies and whatever, but it was just difficult to actually have to watch it.
If someone was going to sit you down and say you have to watch one of these two movies before you leave this room.
Okay, whatever the other one is.
Pig.
Oh.
With Nicolas Cage, or that one.
Probably Pig because I didn't make it all the way through Pig. So at least.
Yeah, you did.
I wasn't really. It was that bad.
And at the end, they didn't even get his damn pig back. Remember?
Right. Yeah. But even that, there was better. Like there was no, like the set of that movie, The Voices, was literally like two places.
I was thinking that too, especially when I saw how much it cost to make the film.
Yeah. Was that like $2?
No, honey.
Yeah, because Ryan Reynolds was in it, so it had to be some money.
What would you guess? Besides
I have no idea.
A couple dollars. $11 million is what it cost them to make that movie. That is
ridiculous.
And yeah, they didn't. I was thinking that too. It's like they didn't have very many scenes where they were like exotic places. If you watched The Righteous Gemstones, hell of a funny show on HBO. If you watch the credits on that, it's got like 18,000 people. Like they employ half of California. This movie, you watch the credits, not so much.
It's probably like 40 people.
60 people in there.
Yeah.
And the actors in the total movie, we can name on two hands. Mm-hmm. You know, there wasn't very many people in there. $11 million.
Wow.
And when it came out, like I said, first it came out in 2014 in like early February. It was January. And then they're like, let's just put that on hold and release it next year. So in February of 2015 is when they actually released it, just on demand and select theaters. How much do you think it made opening weekend with Ryan Reynolds, Anna Kendrick?
I don't know.
Honey, you're not a good guesser tonight.
I know I'm not. It's because I'm still in like the aftermath of that awful movie.
$5,000.
Wow,
and
really?
I was part of, well, not opening weekend, I wasn't, but
$5,000. Mm-hmm. That's it.
You think they like their booty hole puckered a little bit? They're like, what? It was written by this guy. He's written other stuff. He was a writer on CSI, Special People Investigators or something, whatever it's called, the unit. And then he did like some really kind of weird movies, and he did like a show back in the day, Erie, Indiana, which was on for like a weekend, and then they were like, this sucks, and they turned it off. And I don't know, he was on NYPD Blue, the writer anyway. He was writing for those people, and he decided he was going to write this movie. And then they got this director. She's like French, Iranian, and she really, in real life, I mean, obviously she directed this movie, but she writes children's books. So,
who do you think they were going for?
I don't know.
Like, what age group would they, like, teenagers?
I think they were going for, we'll let people know anything's possible. Like, it can be done. Like, if you think something's hard and something's impossible, watch that movie and just realize somebody made that. And like you said, you know, Ryan Reynolds looked at that script and he read it and said, yep, give me that. Yep, that one, I'll do that one.
If you ever interview him, can you just be like, I just have to ask you, what were you thinking?
Oh, well, see, here's the thing. Like, he thinks that's a good movie.
Ryan Reynolds thought it was a good movie?
Yeah.
That's even more disappointing.
I know. And somehow Rotten Tomatoes has a 74% approval. At least it did at one point. But no, Ryan Reynolds, he said that he thinks the film's underrated. And it's one of the favorite movies he's ever done.
Oh my gosh.
He thinks that it's just never got its day in court. He said, but man, it's weird and fun and beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like Dr. Doolittle meets something else and something else. And I did chuckle a few times at the cat. I like cats that talk. I like that. Ryan Reynolds does die in the end. Just throw that out there so you don't have to watch it now. It's like Pig, the movie Pig. Don't ever watch that. And like I said, he doesn't even get the pig back. It's a waste of time. I just saved you that. So there you go.
It just blows my mind, some movies that you actually will sit through and watch. And then other ones you're just like, nope, not going to watch that. And I'm like, but you'll sit through this junk movie.
Like I said, back when I watched it,
I'm not talking about back before. I'm talking about you would watch it again.
Out of the hospital, laying on the couch, my feet were swollen up like the size of a watermelon. I couldn't walk. It was just horrible, and I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know what I didn't like, and I just sat there and watched it. And I had a talking cat and a talking dog, and I like that stuff. So
well, I guess you kind of, if you want to say keep it simple, then that's a route you could go, for sure.
Yeah, and if you're a big Ryan Reynolds fan, it's nothing like you're ever seen him in before, I don't think. And maybe that's what he was going for. But see, he should have done something like Ben Stiller in Tropic Thunder. You know, if he really wanted to go that route, he could have done that and been like Simple Jack or whatever. You know, show your extra side, you know. That's what he was trying to do. But I don't know. But if you were thinking, if you watched it, you know what we're talking about, the voices, there was some definite like mental health issues going on there. And I don't know if it was trying to raise awareness for that. But again, if it was trying to raise awareness for that, I don't think they would want it to be done in like a comedy horror.
That was like
movie.
Mocking.
Yeah. Yeah, because if they would have done that movie without the jokes and like showed what somebody was really going through, yeah, that's but they're just kind of mocking it. I'm surprised that it didn't get backlash for that.
Right.
You want me to? I'll send Ryan a DM, hit him up, like, bro, wife wants to know what the fuck or heck you were thinking. But thank you for letting us know anything's possible.
Yeah,
that's why I look at it, like, man, because just on my way to the store in my head, I can come up with a better movie than that one.
Yeah,
like seriously, I could just write some chicken scratch.
Maybe you should. I think you should
talk about how I went to a football game once. That'd be a better movie than what we just watched. Yeah. It was fun. But anyway, and so far that movie has made $2 million.
Oh.
So it's a negative $9 million. So if you want to know who to send your scripts to, it'd be Lionsgate. I know they distributed it. Production company. If you know Roy Lee or Matthew Rhodes or Eddie Shankar or Spencer Silna, they're the ones who funded it. So hit them
Well,
up.
and just to wrap it up about this movie, it's a terrible movie. Don't watch it. That's it. All right, let's go. Moving on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you want to know how many awards it won?
No,
Sunday? Okay.
I don't.
It won the audience award. And then it won some film festival and
you're just drawing out the agony now.
I'm just saying it won awards.
It.
It won like the best award of the night or whatever for the best movie ever. Anything's possible, kids. You got to have something to focus on. You know, you can't just say, well, anything's possible, and then get up in the morning, don't even make your bed, and just lay there. Nothing happens that way. You have to actually get up and do something. You have to have a goal, have dreams. And that's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Go to the treatment center.
Yep.
Do a living and recovery meeting, and I'm going to talk about setting goals and having goals, because those were very, very important for me and people that I see around me. Justin has goals, and he's going places, man. He really is. So give him his kudos, give him his props. But to sit down, to write it down, to think it out, and then go for it. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't. There's a lot of negatives in there. I think that was a triple negative. But seriously, don't let people crush your dreams or what you want in life. You know, when you applied at the treatment center, I remember that. And I was like, good for you. Because I knew you kind of wanted to do that stuff. We had talked one time and you told me about that. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. You should.
I was like, if you can do it, I can do it.
Hell yeah. I was like, do it. And you started from the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're here. But you worked your way up, you know, and you showed that you're dependable and you're reliable and intelligent and solid. And I was so proud of you for that. And now, I mean, you're doing even bigger things. Now you're on a podcast with me. I mean, Jesus, is it getting better than that? I'm just saying, you had goals. What were you thinking when you first applied there? Did you think at all about what other people were going to think about you?
My biggest concern was that I didn't know if I had enough clean time to start working in a treatment center.
Yeah, because some places, they want a year. Some places don't even care. I mean,
I never just hid. I was very new in early recovery. I did share everything else about where I was at, you know, that I was a person in recovery and that working in this field was my life's passion. I talked about potentially going back to graduate school at some point. It did take me 2 years working there because I've worked there for over 2 years now. It's kind of weird because, you know, it's not like you're selling yourself short, but there's a lot of people that worry about how many dollars they're going to make for their job. And I get it. That's a piece of it. Of course, totally a piece of it. But for me, I've worked at jobs where I've made way more money, but I wasn't happy at them. You know, I dreaded going to work. I hated it while I was there. And by the time, you know, when I was leaving, all I was thinking about is like, how much time do I have before I have to come back to this place? You know, and I knew that I didn't have that feeling for what I was applying for. And granted, I mean, I had to take a midnight shift, which made it even worse. But I kept myself busy, you know, because I was working there part-time in the midnight shift. And then my mom was building a house, so I was helping her do that. And I kind of was like, if I get it, great. If I don't get it, it's not the end of the world. You know, I think sometimes we're so scared of rejection that we don't even put ourselves out there, especially when we're new in recovery. You know, like we were so used to telling ourselves we're not worth it. And, you know, I'll probably fuck this up too, excuse me, when you just got to give yourself a chance. And for me, I knew that working at a place like that, even though I was going in at a very minimal time, face-to-face time with clients, the agencies like that need people like that too, you know? So yeah, I mean, I knew what I was getting into and I was grateful that I got it. And then I stuck with it until I started filling in for other positions when they were short-staffed. When they had they had a program called, oh my gosh, PR. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it. Anyhow, it was, I can't remember the abbreviation, but it was essentially a prisoner recovery program, kind of, where it was like a work release. So they were there in lieu of jail living in this kind of makeshift trailer. Like it was like a double wide kind of, but like larger. And then it was like recovery home living, but they were actually overseen by individuals, and all the people had like probation officers and things that would check in on them. And they were allowed work release, so they could come and go, but only to go to work and only to go to meetings. Otherwise they had to be back.
Do you think that was effective?
I think it was very effective. I mean, there's a lot of people. Like, why would we keep them behind bars if we could have them doing something else?
All right.
You know what I mean? And plus, there was guys that messed up there. It was all male program. But yeah, there was guys that messed up. Okay, worst case, we send them back to back behind bars. You know, and granted that it's like almost like testing their willingness to stay on track.
Right.
You know, it's less than probation. I mean, more than probation, obviously, because they are still actually serving time, quote unquote.
Right.
But yeah, so it was a good program. And when COVID happened, we lost it, you know. But anyway, I started filling in over there, and then I ended up, you know, being assistant manager, transition recovery specialist. And then I ended up moving up to recovery homes manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when you applied for that job, and you almost didn't.
I almost didn't.
I was like, what are you doing? You have to.
I know.
Like, no. Because I had applied for it too. Mm-hmm. You're like, you need it or you could do it.
I know,
And
because
I was like, but I don't want to.
right. You have to, I mean, you have to have faith in yourself. And also, so who cares if you don't get it? There's millions of jobs out there. You know, you can't, if you don't go for it, you'll never know. Mm-hmm. And I think that goes for anything.
Yeah, I think I figured, all right, I'll do it, whatever. You know, I'll apply for it because the lady was like, hey, you used to manage a recovery home. And I was like, yep. So you should help me out and blah, blah, blah. I was like, I thought about it and I was like, yeah, might as well try. I don't know. But it's nothing I really wanted to do. Mm-hmm. I have other things going on.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's perfect for you. And I was so happy for you when you got it. I really was. And I was like, yay. And then, you know, you moved up to be the actual manager of it all. And
yeah,
that's pretty cool. You know, the recovery home. So look at you.
Look at me.
You know, there are people out there that were probably hating. And, she thinks she is, you know, she don't even have a year, you know, and I don't really think they were saying that, but they could have been. And who cares? You know, it's none of your business what they think about you as long as you're doing what you need to be doing, as long as you're staying sober. Mm-hmm. Who cares?
Yeah.
Talking to my buddy the other day, and he was having a real hard time with, you know, what people are saying and getting so wrapped up in what other people are thinking and thinking people are just straight hating on him all the time. And it's just like, it's not worth it, man.
It's not worth it.
Like, and I was giving him examples. There's this dude named Bobby, and I got him his job at the treatment center they worked at. And I remember he was not going to get hired. And I went to the manager, Lance, who's now down in Grand Rapids. I was like, man, this dude really needs it. Because he came to a meeting at Charlevoix and he was crying. He's like, my girlfriend kicked me out. And I don't know. You know. And I was like, bro, put an application in, man. I'll put in a word for you and get you hooked up, bro. Keep your head up, you know. Like, he's like, I might have to go back to roofing. It's the middle of winter, no jobs. Just go put your application. That's why. But I told Lance, I was like, look, man. He's like, nah, he's too early in recovery. You know, he's too early, and I don't think it'll be good for him. I was like, Lance, man, give the guy a try. I mean, I just pumped him up, and then when I went separate ways and the treatment center went separate ways, he acted like he didn't know me. And then I was hearing people at the meeting saying, oh yeah, he was saying that you guys, you know, in 217 are doing this and that and blah, 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 and that you don't really care. And what? Okay. I thought he was my friend, but I guess he's not. And guess what? I just deleted him off Facebook and moved on.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. What am I going to sit there and hate on him? Am I going to be like, Bobby, you talking about me, bro? Nah. Because I could tell. You know, he probably was. And if he wasn't, oh well. You know, like, you have to make those decisions for yourself and you have to move on. You know, don't sit there all day long thinking about everybody that's hating on you.
Right.
Or, you know, some people maybe just need more haters because then you get used to it. and then you just are cool with it and accept it and just like, all right, that's cool. You know, it's something that early in my radio days, and it only happened like once or twice, where people will call, "You suck," and then hang up, and it would be crushed the rest of my show. It would really put me in a funk and mess me up. And then I would just record it and play it back on the air and be like, "Thanks, man. My mom doesn't appreciate you talking to me that way," or something like that. I don't know. I'd have fun with it.
Yeah.
But
I think that no matter what, there's always going to be people out there talking shit. It's never going to, there always are going to be those people.
Oh.
And you just can't let it get to you.
No. It's all I could think about. Well, slam your finger in the door or something, you know, like stub your toe. You know, do that change of direction with your brain.
Yeah.
Sometimes that has to be done. Hit a meeting. Pray. Meditate. Go for a walk.
And those people that do that talk poorly about other people, that's their own problem. That's something that's going on with them, you know.
Yeah, I try not to talk poorly. I would like to sit here and say that I don't. I mean, I do sometimes, probably. But I really just don't even like to just waste my time with it. If I really don't like somebody, I usually don't even talk about them.
Right.
Because I don't like to think about people I don't like.
Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, yeah, I think that's human nature to sometimes, you know, say things off the wrong, I don't even know what I'm saying. Just when they come from a bad place, whether it's gossiping or sarcasm or poking fun, you know, all those things that you do all the time.
Yeah, I like poking fun. You said poking fun, I just had a big smile on my face. I was like,
I know.
I like poking fun.
Some people do it for attention. Some people do it, you know, because they like chaos. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. I think because I just like I like to have fun. But I don't.
But what if you hurt people's feelings?
Like, I don't know. Like what? I don't know. I don't poke fun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you do.
When's the last time I poked fun at somebody?
I don't know. You just do it so often. I don't even really pay attention anymore.
Oh, you married a monster, honey.
No, I mean, lots of times it's like it's coming from a totally innocent place. You know what I mean? But just saying that don't let haters get in the way of what you're doing.
No, don't.
Right.
Because you're just wasting your time and energy.
Yeah.
But so have some goals for yourself. Don't be afraid to go out and get them goals. As Marney said, you know, like it's going to be haters, but you got to just set yourself up for success. What do you want to do? What do you want to be? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to live?
Yeah.
What kind of person do you want to be? If you're starting over in early recovery, you have a shot to pretty much begin life again.
Yeah. Reinvent yourself.
Did you think you're going to reinvent yourself and start making $300,000 a year? That's probably crazy. I'm sure it could be done, but it doesn't have anything to do with really the money you're making in early recovery. You just need to go to a job.
Yeah.
You need to get out of the house. And
like if somebody said like, okay, you can go to this job from 9 to 5 every day, or you have another option, you go to this other job that you absolutely love for $3 less an hour and love where you work, enjoy the people you're around, and be making a difference. It's easy. Because living in misery is not worth it. Makes you an angry person.
And you could be thinking right now, but I don't know what I want to do. Think about it. Think about it. You know, who do you want to be? What are those things that could really bring purpose to your life? You know, that's what I had to think about. And I knew I wanted to help. I knew I wanted to be in recovery somehow. I knew deep down that had to be something that I was doing. I couldn't just get out of treatment, go to meetings, go to a job I hated, come home, get up, go to a job I hate, go to meetings. I couldn't do that. I had to reach out for something that was more. And, you know, starting the podcast and then transportation, and we have other things in the mix that are coming up too. And it's just like, let's just make this as big as we can, and let's help as many people as we can. And that's what it's about. And that really brings purpose to my life and helps me move forward. You know, I could sit here and think about all the bad things I've done and whatever, but that's pointless. And, you know, moving forward for me was a real big factor too, you know, having goals, moving forward, and believing in myself.
Moving forward's the name of the game.
It took me a lot of minutes. But when I finally came to the realization of, okay, this is what I need to do, how do I do it? I don't know. They got an internet. Let's look it up. You know, you can find out what you want to do. If you need to go back to school, hey, go back to school. Well, I got this and that. Well, okay, figure it out. It can be done. It might take time, and that's fine. This didn't happen overnight.
Right.
You know, it'll be our 3-year anniversary of doing the podcast in April. And we have, to my knowledge, the most episodes of any recovery podcast. Wow. If you'd have told me that 3 years ago, I'm like, but dude, I just got out of treatment. I was still in treatment 3 years ago. I still had like 2 or 3 weeks left. If you came there and said, this is what's going to happen, this is where you're going to be, and you're going to be married, and you're going to be doing this, I would have just been like, you're nuts. There's no way. Like, I just want to start a podcast, bro. No, I wouldn't have said that. I would have been like, yeah, wait, I don't have a boat yet. That's what I would have said.
Because you want a boat.
I don't know. And I don't even want to fish or go on the boat. I don't like water. I just want to say that I have a boat.
I'll get you like a little toy boat, and you can say that you have a boat.
There we go. That works.
Okay.
Then I can say I have a boat.
All right.
But writing them down, though, and that was the thing when I wrote down things that I wanted to happen. And that was one of the things that the therapist there at that treatment center was at. One good thing that she did say, you know, she was like, write 5 things down that you want to happen in the next year. I said, okay. She's like, be realistic about it. I was like, all right. So I did. And then the next step was, okay, now I want you to take those. I wrote 6 things down, I believe. Anyway, she said, okay, now I want you to write next to them or whatever, under them, how are you going to get those things? Okay. And that, I think, was one of the real first movements forward, very early movements forward. And it got me thinking, well, how do I do this? How I wanted to do this. How am I going to achieve that goal? And then you write that down and you look at it. Look at it every day if you need to. You know, how are you going to do that every single day? Get a little bit closer to your dream. And before you know it, drinking's like, that's way in the past. Like you got this stuff you got to accomplish, you know, and drinking's not on that list. It's worth a try. It worked for me.
Yeah.
And when people ask, how'd you do it? You know, I leave out that, well, first go get a DUI. Spend a couple weeks in jail, the hospital. You know, I try to leave all that stuff out because I don't think people really want to go through that route. But sometimes that's what it takes. You know, our man in Cadillac, who's like 2 years behind, so he'll hear this probably when I'm 50. But he got himself into some trouble, which by the time he listens to this, seriously, he'll probably be off probation.
That's pretty funny.
Kind of.
I mean, like...
Not funny you're on probation, bro.
No, right. No.
But the fact that you're probably listening to this and you're off
So
probation.
he's not listening to any of the current ones?
Nope.
Really? So he's still in, like, Corey in Boyne City phase.
Yeah.
I'm not even a glimmer in your eye.
No.
That's funny.
I know. Yeah, he's listening to like 2019. Like we would do Charlevoix Pizza Company on Saturday nights. We'd hit the meeting in Charlevoix, Michigan, and then Charlevoix Pizza Company, and then they like named a pizza for us because it was like chicken, bacon, barbecue. It was pretty good, jalapenos. And they used to have it on the register. Like, so you just be like, hey, I want the 217. You just go, they'd be like, all right.
How come you never ordered those toppings for us, a pizza for us?
What do you mean? Like all those toppings?
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. I don't know. Like we usually get the special where you get the 2 topping for $10.99 or whatever, you know, like that was in Charlevoix and we had like 5 people pitching in. Or, I think it was just me and Ryan though, but No, Rob would pay too. We were just like, yeah, it's cool. And sometimes they would hook us up for free.
Nice.
So it was really cool. But those are the times that, again, in that moment, you ask me, how's it going? I'm like, man, I'm freaking living with 18 different people. And, I just want to get out of here. But now you look back and it's like, wow, we did really have some fun times. You know, and those guys will tell you that too. It's one of the things I refuse to get down and glum. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm having fun in recovery. And early on, that was our slogan, you know, we're having fun in recovery. And damn it, I was going to. I wasn't going to be hanging my head all the time. I didn't want to do that. I want to do something. I'm going to have fun doing it. So that was, I guess, really started for me was change of attitude going in. It wasn't, hey, I'm going to leave after a week because I'm going to tell them I figured it out. Go back to my miserable apartment by myself and just sit there and expect different results, doing nothing different. I'm like, yeah, I'll go. So let's go to sober living. That's what I need to do. Because I don't really want to. So that's what I'm going to do. And I was in a pretty lucky situation because the guys I was roomed with went there, and everybody that was there pretty much was in the treatment center. So I knew them all. I knew who I hated. I knew the dudes I liked, you know, and it made it a lot easier. If you want to go to a sober living, we have a website, 217recovery.com. On there is a resources page. Click on the sober living. Then there'll be a link for two different things. One is the Michigan Association of Recovery Residences, the link to all of their approved recovery housing. That's very important. You go to some of these places that aren't approved because there's nobody who's watching them. I went to a place in Grand Rapids. The effing tub was about to fall through the floor. The stove didn't work. I mean, the place had bed bugs. It was horrible. Yeah, they're not on the list.
Yeah.
But they're charging you just like they are. And they'll tell you, oh, yeah, we're working on that. Okay, well, I'm working on getting my stuff and moving on down the road. But find that list. There's other places in Michigan. For me, I'm from Southwest Michigan, Coloma. And I needed to bounce. There was no bueno. I was staying in Buchanan at the time. I didn't know anybody in Buchanan. They do have an awesome AA club there. I recommend that. They have meetings every single day. Christmas, New Year's, Easter, my birthday, everybody's birthday. They
Every
have
day
a
of the
meeting.
week.
Yep. So check out that club. It's awesome. But I had to move. Couldn't stay there. So moving up north was a great option. So, you know, maybe you need to change scenery too. You know, keep that in mind. And don't let people, again, this is where this is going to come into play where people are like, well, you can't be running from your addiction, bro. You're just running from your problems. I've seen people run from it and it doesn't work. But if you just say, I need to change the scenery, I'm going to go to sober living in a different city and start fresh. You're not running from anything, man. You're beginning your life new. And it's kind of awesome.
Right.
You know, when you go to the local store, people aren't going to be like, oh, there's Corey. You know, yeah, the drunk. Hey, man, what's up with the radio? Whatever happened to that, bro?
Yeah.
You know, like you don't have that coming at you. And it's nice. It's refreshing.
You just need to do it for the right reasons. And like you said, I mean, location, that's just, you know, your physical place that you are. And they always, whatever they say, wherever you are, there's where you're at, or, you know, that saying. But if you want a fresh start and want to move to a different place, great. But that you have to do the fresh start across the board. You know what I mean? You have to go in with the mentality that this is a new me all the way around. You know, people think that if they move somewhere else, then that's automatically going to help them stay sober or clean. Like you were saying the other day, like, we know there's drugs and alcohol everywhere. So don't do it because you think that drugs and alcohol aren't going to follow you. They're there already. Yeah. So, yeah, just be smart about it.
But we're going to leave treatment together and go to Florida.
We're going to Everybody wants to go to Florida.
No, that's not going to work out. I mean, there was somebody at a place I worked at that was doing that. And I just looked at them and I said, I can tell you how this is going to end up. No, not for us, because we're in love. And I just kind of was like, okay, have fun. See ya.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, you're right. Yeah. Could have told you that. I mean, I did tell you that. But when those people, I mean, it's not my job to try to stop people.
Oh,
you
no.
know, I was just like, okay. Mm-hmm. Plus I like hearing that you're right. And I'm like, I know. Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, right reasons, different place, change location. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, that's what I had to do. Mm-hmm. You know, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be here. That's for sure. I'd be working at some job that I hated. Probably still in and out of treatment centers. I'd be like, oh, this is my 21st one. Wouldn't have met you. I don't know. I mean, I probably would have added, I'm sure I would have added a few on. Mm-hmm. It just would have been miserable. You know, so starting anew and starting from the bottom, mm-hmm. you know, having a car that barely ran. I mean, it ran, but there was some problems with it, but working my way up and, you know, getting nicer things. And that's what you got to do. And it's kind of exciting, like I said earlier. And in the moment you think, man, this sucks, mm-hmm. but you'll look back at it. And if you're in the right mindset and you can maybe play on that, having fun in recovery, you'll look back at it and go, damn, you know, those were better times than I thought they were.
Yeah.
And then you start growing up and you get married and you get 2 cats and you're like, whoa. Mm-hmm. No, but there are resources, like I said, for the sober living on our website under the resources tab. And there's also a list if you're in the need of low income housing, because sometimes when you go to sober living, you're still not making a lot of money, but you're like, I'm ready to move on to the next step, you know, and mm-hmm. Sometimes you get a roommate, sometimes you don't, and that's cool too. You know, if you're looking for a place and maybe the credit's probably a little messed up, that's all right. You know, there are other places out there that you can look to, and again, you might have to move, mm-hmm. you know, but there's a list of all those too at 217recovery.com.
Get the app.
Yeah, get the app, man. It's free. Thanks for listening tonight on 2/2/22, and we will talk to you on Thursday.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Don't forget to check out our special episodes found only on the 217 Recovery app.